Good morning, Judge. Please take your seat.
The main issues that now threaten his quest to be the head of the judiciary and which were never canvassed during his interview were now brought before the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee. Key among them is a petition by several residents of Ainamoi constituency who accuse him of tribalism and leniency. They claim that when he was presiding the trial of one Andrew Ochieng, who had been accused of the murder of two people, then Ainamoi MP David Kimutai and one Eunice Chepkwony, he allegedly unfairly changed the charge from murder to manslaughter.
I know this is the larger question that has not been asked. That the accused person and yourself come from the same ethnic group. That should you have actually presided over that matter, or should you have disqualified yourself?
That is not a consideration. Because if I disqualify myself from hearing cases involving kisses, a judge who is from the Kikuyu ethnic community disqualifies him, we can't move.
You are saying the accused person was not known to you personally.
He was not known at all.
That is okay. That is good enough.
Thank you.
Maraga believes he was fair in his judgment and used all the evidence that was before him. Some of the things he has been accused of, he argues, are merely a misinterpretation of his ruling. The matter is in the Court of Appeal. On the matter of the Kiambaa church massacre, the Court of Appeal judge says his hands were tied due to the lack of evidence in the case. And even though he visited the scene and saw the effects of the post-election violence, there was not much he could do.
As judges, you have got to rise. You cannot decide cases on emotion. You have got to decide cases on the evidence and the law. The evidence that was placed before me in the Kiambaa case could not find a conviction.
The judge insists that he will apply the same logic as Chief Justice. Even though he is a staunch Christian, he says he is liberal. His main vision for the judiciary is to increase efficiency, clear the backlog that is there, and introduce the use of technology in the courts.
One of my major priorities, if I am given the privilege of leading the judiciary, is to digitize the records and automate the proceedings of the court.
A pressing concern of legal practitioners has been the role of the Supreme Court on legal matters. The court, which he will lead if he is approved, has been accused of not setting a proper direction for the country and the lower courts on several issues. And here there was a clash about some of the expectations of the members of parliament and his view on what the court should do.
The Supreme Court is clueless, in the sense that they are involved in technicalities as opposed to substance. That we are not hearing them making landmark decisions with regard to issues like that of homosexuality, lesbianism, abortion.
The courts can only come up with principles of law within a given legal framework. The court can, for example, not come and say, we are abolishing the death penalty. That's for you, the legislators.
I don't see why the courts cannot give us options where Parliament has not given an option. That as the Constitution is being interpreted, as development of law is going on, the court cannot say, you go back and wait until Parliament legislates, because then sometimes that is not answer enough.
He has opposed the continuous vetting of judges on complaints brought against them. He insists that the Judicial Service Commission, the occasional tribunals and the Chief Justice together with the Ombudsman are enough to handle disciplinary cases against judges. The office of the Ombudsman, however, he says will have to be revamped.
What I propose to do is to strengthen that office. Currently it is led by a Chief Magistrate. And you know, protocol does not allow a Chief Magistrate to call a judge, for example, and ask him questions. What I propose to do, if I'm privileged to lead the judiciary, is to restructure that office, have it led by a senior judge, retired or serving, and have a secretariat for it.
The 64-year-old Maraga has been a lawyer for 24 years and a judge for 13. Experience, he believes, will be invaluable if he is made the Chief Justice. It's only a matter of time before the report of the committee is made public, and then the National Assembly will decide whether David Maraga becomes the next Chief Justice of Kenya or not. Andrew Ochieng, NTV.